This is Christina Oler with the Journalism 215 Assignment 1 Video Editing Statement, and I want to talk a little bit about what I did with this project. For each subcategory of the project, I tried to focus on using the same general space and the same general area in different lights and different means of focus and for each different assignment. So I really tried to stick with the same area for this one to play around with how many different outcomes I could get from this same type of space. So I think one of the biggest struggles I had in this assignment was that I spent a lot of time playing with the lighting because generally speaking, the lighting I had was very, very bright, almost too bright. I had very heavy shadows, which did work for aspects of it, for the hard shadows and for just so happens to portray my still motion photo. It worked really well because I was able to show off the shadow of a girl jumping in air. So I think that was a benefit to having that hard shadow. But at the same time, I did struggle a lot with really making things look sort of organic and sort of not so dramatic. And I really wanted to find a way to make it not every single picture look the same, despite the similar lighting I had throughout, this entire project. So I worked with a variety of different subjects, especially for color and in terms of motion and close-up and for my video. And I had them all generally in the same space so that I would get the same lighting and the same kind of layout for them. But I was able to really play around and experiment and get a really good idea of how one space can be used in a ton of different ways. So I think that, even though it might be seen as there's only, a couple of areas where I'm going to take these photos, I did that on purpose because I wanted to portray that all of these types of photos can be used to tell a story just from the same area. And I think that's a big part of journalism, is that there's going to be one general area for the subject of the story, and there's so many different outcomes for that area. I mean, you can take videos, you can take photos with different lighting, with different aperture, and each of these photos will tell a story. And so the point is having, it will be the same general space, but having all of these different photos will put together a really cohesive story. And that's what I wanted to try to do with this project. So I think that one thing that went really well for me was the color photo and the close-up and super close-up. I actually had a lot of fun playing with the camera on these ones and really feeling out the lighting and how each photo was being perceived and what the outcomes were when I moved from one space to another within the same general area, and how I could make as many outcomes as I could with these same subjects. And I was really happy about the way those turned out because I think they look very interesting. They're very captivating. They really give you so much detail, which is what a picture is supposed to do. And they're really only a very small subject. There's not a lot going on besides, the one subject in those pictures because it is such a close-up picture. So I liked the way those came out, and I think that overall my project went very well. There's some photos, like my monochromatic photo, that I wish I could have found a more interesting subject, but there are other photos that I think are great for this project and that I'm very proud to post to the page. So thank you.